I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. Today we're actually going to be doing something that we've already done in a way. Here a while back we compared a PC carbine to 3 different Ruger Security 9s. Well, the 3 Security 9s, in fact I had questions of both ways. We'll approach the PC carbine in another video. This time we're going to be comparing those 3 Security 9s again, but at the 3 qualification lines. Now, what am I talking about? Well, a state such as Illinois has to have 10 rounds fired at 3 different distances, 5, 7, and 10 yards for it to qualify for your CCW permit. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fire each one at those 3 distances. I loaded them with 15 round magazines, so we're only going to fire 5 rounds at each distance because that'll give us an idea, and then we're going to be comparing them. The first one I'm going to fire is the one that I carry, and the other 2 that I've got, I have those in other places. Those are my backups, but we're going to do this first, and we'll fire this one, like I said, at 5, 7, and 10 yards. I'll get you zoomed in on the target, and then we're going to compare the targets afterwards. So let's get shooting. Now what you're looking at there is a regular pistol target, and that black area is a 4-inch circle. If you're shooting at your qualification target, which is much larger, it's a silhouette, a B-27 silhouette, which is quite much larger. Anyway, this one, if you can put all of your rounds within that 8-inch circle that's around there, you're definitely going to qualify, because actually if you can hit a 9-inch paper plate, you're going to qualify. That's the area you have to do. That is center mass. So that's what we're going to fire at, and I'm going to put my ear protection on, and then we're going to start shooting. Now I'll move back to 7 yards. I don't know if I fired 5 there or not. We'll find out. I know I fired 5 there. We'll move back to 10. Well, we fired 6 there. So now we're going to put up another target and fire the next one. And by the way, we're using Remington 115 grain on these. And as I said, I'm going to fire 5 rounds at each distance, 5, 7, and 10 yards, just like I did before. And I'm weighting these down with each gun, so we definitely know which gun these targets are shooting, and we'll be checking them later on. So now let's go with this one. Wow, we got a jam. Okay, we'll go with the next one. Now we'll come back to 7 yards. And now back to 10. Have a jam on that one, and we'll change targets out and go again. Okay, this is our 3rd one. That jam was interesting last time. I don't know if it was the magazine or what happened, but who knows. That can happen, and magazines are a little bit unpredictable, and so's ammo sometimes. So we'll see what this gun does. out back to 7 yards. Okay, now back to 10. Alright, now let's get all these targets, compare them, and see if there is a difference between each gun. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I've got them all laid out in the order that we fired them. And there is a little bit of a difference between them. Not a lot, because every one of them would have qualified, except I may have had a round on that last one that would have been just on the border. Anyway, let's take a look at them. This is the first one, and this is the one that I carry all the time. And had it this way. Pretty good grouping, actually. You've seen it as it fired. All of them landed within the qualification, and a couple of them were dead center. I'm not sure where I actually fired those from, but most of them all hit right in here. And I had 3 down in here. So you can see that one's not really too bad. We'll take a look at the next, try to compare that. This one actually probably did the best as far as putting them into that 4-inch area, without a doubt, because you only got one right on the border, another one right on the border, but they're all right in there. The other one had a very tight grouping in an area. So, you know, again, that's kind of apples to oranges. I don't know. It's a toss-up. Now let's take a look at the last one. Then this one, by the way, is the one that had the little bit of a hiccup there with a jam. Here's the last one. Pretty much what that other one did, but it had a very good grouping right here. A lot of them in the 2-inch area. And then a few out here and a couple here, but one way down here. Now I don't know what that deal was, I really don't. Now we'll put them side by side. I hope I can get them side by side. Okay, here's the first. The second. And we'll get the third out here. Okay, now I'm going to let you determine. I mean, look at really how close they are. You'd have qualified with every one of them because they would have hit. The only one is a little iffy is out here where you had that one low one. Otherwise, I would say they shoot quite similar. And that has been the question I got. I don't know why, but some people had heard that there was quite a difference in them. It sounded to me like a drastic difference. I don't really know because I didn't see what they were talking about. But to me, there is not a drastic difference. A lot of them had right in the center in that 2-inch area. This first one that I carry had a very good grouping down in here, right in the bottom part, and probably the way I was aiming it. But still, it hit within that 4-inch area. It hit center mass. Then that's what you want to do for a gun that you're going to have for conceal and carry. Your CCW, you definitely want a gun that is going to hit center mass. You don't want one that's going to be flying all over the place. First thing is you won't qualify anyway at that rate. But this gun, it does it. After I took off the targets, this kind of shows you an overall grouping of how they compare. And as you can see, they're quite close. I mean, everything's pretty much right in the same area. So that also gives it a very good a comparison. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of what we had here. So hopefully that answers the people's questions that were asking about this, because now I've kind of done a comparison twice. Well, I have done a comparison twice to them. And those of you that had the questions about the PC carbine, the Ruger PC carbine, firing at a longer distance, well, we're going to take care of that in another video. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.